The man is fishing in the sea. Who knew that after the net was pulled up, he caught a sexy beauty? You should know that this is the deep sea area. Although things look a little weird, the man did not choose to see death. This woman seemed to have lost her memory and refused to say anything. He thought the woman just accidentally fell into the water, but he didn't know that this was the legendary mermaid. When the woman calmed down, the man wanted to take her to the hospital, but the woman refused to die. She said she didn't want to see the second person again. The man had no choice but to take her home. Looking at the woman's dejected look, the man put a blanket on her and took a piece of cold clothes for her. But he didn't know that this kindness would bring him a lot of wealth. The next morning, the man was ready to go out to sea as usual, but the woman wanted to go with him. But there is a custom. If you take a woman on a fishing boat, you will most likely return empty-handed. The man didn't want to, but he couldn't stop the woman's persuasion. In the end, he agreed to let her go with him. As expected, the man was busy in the sea all morning. He didn't even catch a small fish or shrimp. The woman seemed to see his weakness and suddenly sang a song leisurely. Her voice seemed to have some kind of magic. Soon, the man caught a whole basket of crayfish. Even the most expensive big mackerel was caught. The man couldn't believe it, because in this season, no one has ever caught so many big fish. This also made the man start to suspect that it might be the woman's singing that brought him good luck. Soon, he sold all the fish. After making money, the man bought her a beautiful dress and some daily necessities. As a return, the woman suddenly gave him a kiss. And it was this kiss that made this single man completely moved. Since the divorce, his ex-wife has set up a new family early. He has a 7-year-old daughter. Her daughter has severe kidney failure. She often needs to do thoracic surgery to live. The man told her all the strange things after hearing it. The daughter immediately guessed that the mysterious woman in the fish net must be the legendary mermaid. It is said that her singing can communicate with the sea. As long as someone shed tears for her, the mermaid can stay on the land forever. But the man didn't believe it at all. How could there be such a strange thing in the world? On this day, the little girl came to her father's residence and happened to see her swimming in the water. The little girl believed that the mermaid could cure her illness, but the woman still denied it. Knowing that she was the man's daughter, the two quickly became friends. On a sunny morning, the man asked her to go out to sea together. He was in charge of fishing. The woman helped him to catch the fish. At this time, a speedboat suddenly passed by. The woman was very nervous after seeing it. She seemed to be very worried about being seen by strangers. She had to sit on the ground and drive the boat with her feet. Then the woman's singing resounded again. The man, like last time, caught a big net of Mahatma fish. This also made the man doubt whether she was really a mermaid. After a while, several sea patrols boarded the ship to check. They praised the man's good luck and found the woman hiding in the shipwreck. Fortunately, there was no trouble. They left in a while. After the woman met strangers, she thought they were not as terrible as she imagined. She was finally willing to go to a crowded place. The man introduced her to the woman and bought her new clothes. Since she came to this small village, the woman gradually fell in love with the life here. The little girl said she wanted to learn swimming. The woman took her to the sea. While swimming, the woman accidentally found a backpack. After returning home, she quickly hid it. The little girl soon guessed that it was the fish skin that the mermaid had removed. It is said that as long as the fish skin is buried underground, the mermaid can stay on land for 7 years. But every time she asked the woman refused to admit it. So she thought of a way. During a sea celebration, the little girl deliberately sat on a wheelchair and looked at the sea. When the woman noticed the danger, she urged her to stop. But the little girl still rushed down without hesitation. The woman quickly took off her shoes and jumped into the sea. After a while, the little girl was picked up. Although she was about to freeze to death, she didn't regret it at all. She also told her father that she had just seen her breathing in the water. After returning home, the man stood at the door and thought for a long time. He suddenly kissed the woman and spent a few days with her. He not only brought good luck to himself, but also saved his daughter's life. He asked the woman, "Are you really a mermaid?" The woman made him make a wish. "If I am really a mermaid, then your wish will be granted." The man hoped that she would stay here forever and that his daughter's illness would get better. Who knew that the man had just finished talking? On the other hand, His ex-wife had a serious car accident. After receiving the news, the man rushed to the scene like crazy. He learned that his ex-wife's husband had died on the spot. His daughter was also injured and was hospitalized. But the doctor told him good news. His daughter's kidney just matched his ex-wife's husband's success. The doctor immediately did a kidney transplant for his daughter. His daughter's illness was also completely cured. Not long after, his ex-wife held a funeral for her husband. He thought that this disaster was caused by that unknown woman. He used his daughter's custody as a threat. He forced the man to cut off all contact with her. The man thought about it for a long time. This series of coincidences, plus the car accident last night. The man finally believed that she must be the legendary mermaid. The man took her to the sea and kept accusing her. Although she brought good luck, but after the good luck, she also caused pain to her family. The woman did not defend herself. She dared not reveal her hidden secret. The man took her to an abandoned island. Although he couldn't bear it, he finally left with an excuse. The woman learned that she was abandoned. She complained loudly that even if she wanted to separate, why didn't she say goodbye? When the man's boat was far away, the woman sat helplessly on the reef. It seemed that she had accepted the fate. Then she took off her coat and dived into the water. Although she didn't want to leave, she couldn't find an excuse to stay. After the woman recovered, the man successfully took her home. But without the company of love, her life was ruined. This noon, the man suddenly heard a foreign singer singing in the TV. The song was sung by the woman. He suddenly realized that it was not the voice of the mermaid. In order to verify his suspicions, he hurried to the island by boat and found the woman soon. He asked the woman to tell him the truth. The man finally knew that she was just an ordinary woman. Because of smuggling goods, she was targeted by the sea police with her companion. In that arrest, she escaped with her high courage. Later, because of physical exhaustion, she was about to be buried in the sea, but she was accidentally saved by the man's fishnet. This is also the reason why she was afraid to see strangers. After the truth was revealed, the man took her home. Unexpectedly, there was a mysterious man in the house. It turned out that he was the companion of the woman's disappearance. The man had been investigating on the island for a long time. Today, he finally found the address of the woman. They threatened with guns and asked the woman to hand over the bag of diamonds. In order to ensure the safety of the man and the little girl, he had to dig that backpack. But he couldn't find it for a long time. It turned out that the backpack was hidden somewhere else by the little girl. In order to keep the woman by his father's side forever, he always thought that the bag was the leather of the mermaid. Finally, in the woman's persuasion, the little girl finally told him the location. The backpack was actually hidden in the sea. When they were fishing, the woman saw the right time and pulled the rope. Two bad guys were thrown into the sea because they couldn't swim. They were soon arrested by the police. The woman was once their companion and was eventually taken away. The man found the Musta'i Osman. He talked about his troubles and told that strange story. But because he was a foreigner, he would be expelled. He asked the priest to find a way to solve the problem. The kind priest told him that as long as you get married, the woman can stay here forever. The man didn't hesitate for a second. When the woman regained her freedom, the two immediately held the wedding. From then on, this family of three lived a happy life. It was really an unexpected ending. As if in a fairy tale, it was the love we yearned for.